Okay, Algebra 2. You got the updated calendar. Today should be the 29th. We're on Unit 6. We're finishing up Unit 6. I think it's lessons 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 11. All right, there we go. Yep. Got the YouTube notes. All right, 429. What was this all about? It was applications and stuff with circles and my favorite topic, directrix. And we'll see. The height of an object is given by this function. T represents time in seconds. For which of the following intervals is this object at 350 meters? So negative 4.9 t squared plus 84t plus 5. When is it equal to 350? All right, well, we're going to set it equal to 0. That's why it's in this. Minus 345. I don't even want to attempt to unfoil that. Okay, so you know what? I got a second thought on this too. Instead of setting it equal to 0, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go, I don't say cheat, but the easy way to do this is go to our calculator. I got negative 4.9x squared plus 84x plus 5, the original function, and I'm going to just put the 350 as the second equation, and I'm going to graph this. Now, if I do, typical, you're going to do a zoom 6. You're probably not going to see much, if anything at all. It's there. You can barely see it because this thing is going up pretty high. So, I mean, let's just go, I don't know, let's say the 100. That's like 100 seconds object. All right. And it's going at least 350, so I don't know, let's make it 400. Let's go 450. So, graph. There. 100 was way too much. All right, so I'm going to shorten that up. Let's go back to my window. So, going over 100 was, I didn't need that much, maybe like 20. All right, there's the parabola. 20 is a nice choice. 350, when is it at 350? I don't know, second calc. Let's find that intersection. It starts at 6.8. 6.8. I could probably stop here. You know, what's the upper limit? I don't know, but how many answers are 6.8? Only this one. So that upper limit, if I did it on my calculator, would be 10.3. The other choice is to take this and pull out the quadratic formula, which would take me a lot of time, and I don't feel like working that hard. So doing it on my calculator is the easy way of going. A cable hangs in a parabolic shape. It's given by this equation. So it's another parabola. It's the cable's height. According to the model, which of the following represents the lowest height? The lowest height. So this is a upward parabola, and I'm looking for the vertex point. Now, I don't think I want to complete the square because of those nasty numbers, but there is a little formula that's very useful for finding the center of a parabola. Negative b over 2a. Comes from the quadratic formula. This is the beginning of it. So in this one, I got negative 0.124 is the b value, and then 2 times 0.001. So that's going to turn into a positive 124, and we're going to divide it by 0.002. So, let's get out of here. 0.124 divided by 0.002 gives me 62. Now, x is 62. Okay, but I'm looking for the height. I'm looking for the output, not the input. I'm surprised that's not one of the choices. So now I'm going to take 62 and plug it in to this equation. 0.001, 62, square it, minus 0.124, put my 62 in there, plus 16. So the output is 12.15, all right, a little bit bigger than 12. 12.2 would be the height of this cable. All right, so I found the center at 62, but to get the final answer, I had to plug that in to get the height, get the output. All right, circle. All right, what do we know about circles? Not much. We know the center, and the radius. That's the key. You have to know the center and the radius. Well, they gave me the center. Now, the standard form of a circle looks like this. And that is the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Just a Pythagorean theorem disguised. But I got the center. So it's x minus 5 squared, y plus 3 squared. I don't know what the radius is. Now, you could do the Pythagorean theorem, or we could just plug it in. You know, here's x, there's y. We're going to plug that in there. So put 7 in there. So it's going to be 7 take away 5 squared. Negative 8 plus 3 squared is equal to the radius squared. So this is 2 squared. That is negative 8 plus 3 gives me negative 5 squared equals the radius squared. So that's 25 and that's 4. And that gives me 29. So if I took the square root, that would be the radius. Square root of 29 right there. That's the radius of the circle, square root of 29. But it's just a Pythagorean theorem. If you had a piece of graph paper and you plotted these points, you know, how far over, how far up, it'd be 2 over and 5 down, to be exact. All right, equation of a circle. That doesn't look like this. What do we got to do? Complete the square twice. So it's the same thing we did in the last lesson. I group the x's together. I leave some space there because I'm going to complete the square. So I'm grouping the x's. Then I'm going to group the y's together. Leave some space. And this 12, I'm subtracting it. I'm putting it on the other side. Okay. Now I want to complete the square. We've done this before. I need that magic number here. So the magic number is 2. It's half of 4. And what do I do with it? I square it. I get plus 4. Well, if I'm putting plus 4 on this side of the equal side, there's the equal sign. Then I got to put plus 4 on that side of the equal sign to maintain the balance. All right. Repeat it here. Half of that is negative 5. I'm going to square that and get 25. I can't just add 25 into an equation unless I add it to the other side also. Okay. So there's the tricky part. But it's completing the square twice. So what do I get? X plus 2 squared. Y minus 5 squared. And then here, add this up. Let's see, that's 29. Take away 12 gives me 17. I don't think I really need that though, because all I want on this problem is where's the center of this circle. And don't forget parentheses lie. Negative 2, positive 5. Negative 2, positive 5. There's the center. They asked me for the radius. The radius, by the way, would be the square root of 17. All right. My favorite thing, the directrix. I don't like this actually. If a parabola has a focus of 3, 9 and a directrix, and I'm going to try and draw a little picture of this. So over 3, up 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3, 9, there's my focus. And I have a line here at 1, y equals 1. I'm looking for the vertex point. You may remember the vertex is halfway between. So from here to here is 8 spaces. I got to go halfway. I got to go down 4 or up 4. So if you go up 4 or down 4, where do you end up? 1, 2, 3, 4, right there at 5. Or go down 4, I'm at 5. All right. So it's over 3. So there's the vertex point. The vertex point would be over 3, up 5. We're going to do this again, but that's what I'm looking for, the vertex point. I'm going to do it on the back. All right, let's get to the back here. So I'm going to do this center and radius of a circle, completing the square one more time, because I figured the first time it wasn't going to be good enough. So we're going to group the x's, leave some space, group the y's, leave some space. 42 is already on the other side. You know, take a minute. You should try it first on your own, and then see if you're doing it right. All right, let's get that red pen out again. Half of 6, 3. Positive 3. Square it, you get 9. So I'm going to add 9 to the other side. Maintain equality. Half of this, negative 7. Square it, complete the square. I get 49. I'm going to add 49 to this side. All right, that's all the hard work right there. So what do I get? X plus 3 squared. What does this factor into? Y minus 7 squared. What's in between? A plus sign. What's on the other side? Add all this up. we should get exactly 100, which is nice. So the center, don't forget they lie, -3, +7, and the radius this time comes out nice. Square root of 100 is 10. There's the center, there's the radius. All right, back to this focus and directors. Now we got some actual graph paper here. So I got a focus over here at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there. Focus. Directrix 2, line, y equals 2. Looking for halfway between, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 6 places, so I need to go halfway, down 3, up 3. Where am I now? I'm over 6 still, but I'm now up 5 places. So the vertex point is 6, 5, and I think that's the first question. State the coordinate of the vertex point. It's 6, 5. Show how you found the answer. I think if you just do it on the graph paper, you can see. All right, but now, here's the hard part. Determine the equation of this parabola. All right, we need this thing, which we did in the last review. It's called the vertex point of a parabola. All right, so I want to get it in this form. I got the vertex point, 6, 5. So we start by doing that. X minus 6 squared plus 5. I need to get A. Okay, I need another point. What other point can I get? Well, from here to here was 6, and that's the key. From the focus to the directors is 6. What other point is 6 units away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This point here. You could also go 6 over, but I'm going to go off my graph paper. I go over here, 6 places. So, I mean, here's what the parabola looks like. Okay. I'm going to use this point right there, which is 0, 8. 0, 8. There is another point over here, like I said, it goes off. I think it's 12, 8. I think it'd be 12, 8. Could use that point, but I'm going to use the 0, 8. So when the input is 0, I get an output of 8. I can solve for A now. So this just turns into -6 squared, which is 36. So this becomes 36A plus 5 equals 8. Take away 5. I get 3. Divide by 36. Reduce, that is 1/12. So A had to be positive on this one because it was an upward parabola. So final answer was the equation. 1/12 x minus 6 squared plus 5. Bust out your calculator, put this on your graphing calculator, and go to, Zoom 6, the standard screen. You should see this parabola. This should be looking something like what I just drew here, but that's the equation. All right, your independent work is just like this. So same number of questions, very similar questions. Shouldn't have too much trouble doing it. All right, stay safe.